It was awful. An awful game. The East beat the West 211 to 186, all-time record. Not a shred of defense. And the response, the fallout from the NBA All-Star game has been pretty harsh. That the NBA has to figure out what the game should be about. And will these guys commit to play the game of basketball rather than make it French pastry and three-point shots and nobody cares? Because that's what it turned out to be.
Yes.
East hit 42 three-point baskets in the All-Star game last night, but it wasn't competitive. It was just, show and glow. I was disappointed. They are taking so much heat around the NBA right now, not even 12 hours after the game, as to, you guys need to fix this. And Adam Silver is a little bit upset along the way too. The NBA, I mean, it's amazing. The NBA right now, they got so many great athletes, but what is the commitment aside from, do I get paid on the 1st and the 15th of every month? Because the quality of the game, I think, is dissipated. Now, when you get to postseason play, it's a whole different venue. Names in the news. Highlight of the weekend was Steph Curry versus Sabrina Ionescu, the WNBA star. Cool part of the story. When they first came up with the idea, let's have this three-point shooting contest, I said, that's kind of neat. And Steph was going to shoot at the three-point line in the NBA. Sabrina was going to shoot at the three-point line, which is inside, for the WNBA. She said, no, I'm going to shoot where Steph Curry shoots.
Cool.
He beat her 29-26 in three-point shots. It was a really cool thing. The only negative, so the TV analysts are there, and they're going to analyze all this. The negativity from Kenny Smith was absurd as to what kind of shots is she taking? She ought to be playing at the WNBA. He took all the joy out of what should have been, hey, this is novel. This is really cool. I can't wait to see who they come up with next year. Why would Kenny Smith do that? You're kind of degrading what the NBA has done with this showcase storyline matchup. He's getting banged by a bunch of people too. He and Charles Barkley. Why'd you do this? Don't denigrate what the league is trying to do and create something. Speaking of women's basketball, Caitlin Clark, holy cow, at Iowa. She busts the all-time NCAA scoring record. She scored 49 the other night. And the basket that broke the record, she crossed midcourt and she launched what I think was a 42-foot three-point shot.
Awesome.
She fired it, John, right from the midcourt logo. She crossed the Iowa Ladies Hawkeye logo and she launched. It was amazing. She finished with 49 points. Next record for her, Pete Maravich's record. She's only 99 points less than Pete Maravich's all-time college scoring record at LSU. Now, the only thing that's different, Pete Maravich did what he did at LSU. There was no three-point shot in that game. He did that.
Yeah, that guy.
Launching buckets and driving to the basket.
Yeah.
Whereas Caitlin Clark, brilliant player, three-point shots. Commissioner Adam Silver, he knows they're under siege just because of what's happened. He's indicated that the game is phenomenal athletically. Do you know the teams in the league right now are averaging 115 points a game, which is an all-time record? We had Joel Embiid scored 71 in one game. We've had a bunch of guys score 60 points in a game. We had teams score 156 in a regular season game. He says, though, he needs a commitment from players. They're going to play at both ends of the court because to me, it's almost like a credibility blow to the league that nobody's playing any defense in the NBA. He's also indicated that Las Vegas and Seattle are the prime markets when the league decides they want to expand. He's got a fight on his hands with the union. The league imposed a rule last year that, John Riley, you have to play 65 games on the schedule to be qualified for all these postseason awards. And these guys have bonus clauses based on, are they on the NBA first team? Are they in the second team? Well, if you play less than 65 games, you're not going to be eligible for the marquee awards at the end of the season. The union has now come back and said, well, if John Riley gets hurt and he misses 21 games because he had meniscus surgery, he should not have to answer for the 65-game rule. What the league is upset about is the coaches are resting these players in key critical games, second half of the season, big showdown games on network TV, and suddenly LeBron and Anthony Davis are sitting, or Kawhi and Paul George. So the league invoked the 65 rule. The union agreed, but all of a sudden the players are coming back to the union and say, if I don't qualify because of the 65 rule, I lose my bonus clauses in my money contract. Now the union's trying to change that, and they're going to have to sit and talk to Adam Silver about that. So go ahead, Steph and Sabrina. I've seen you shoot threes. I'm not going to talk about your ability to shoot threes. I could shoot threes, but that whole controversy, and then your comment on Caitlin Clark.
Well, first of all, I love the 3-point contest. And that's what we could expect as NBA fans, as sports fans, seeing the ladies in there on the 3-point shot. I mean, why not make the All-Star game itself a co-ed event and have men's and women's teams intermingled? Because that's what we want as fans, is we want to see something interesting. We want to see the star players doing very interesting things, and that would be a case. But
nobody wants to get hurt though in an all-star game.
But still, they could develop some unique plays, and they could probably set up the game to make the women the stars in those games. They could manipulate it in a way that would be good. But yeah, we've known for years that the All-Star game plays no defense. It seems like that disease is creeping into the regular season. But in Major League Baseball, don't you have to have like a minimum number of plate appearances to be qualifying for the batting championship?
Mm-hmm.
So why not do the same thing in the NBA?
Well, baseball's 162 games. That's different than an 82-game NBA schedule where guys are sitting out now for 10 and 15 games,
right,
for rest periods.
Right. So they shouldn't be eligible for, MVP or whatever it is if they only play half a season.
Okay. What do you think about Caitlin Clark?
Well, I love everything about her. I hope she has a great career in the WNBA, and she gets a ton of publicity, as she should. So let's see how this goes. Let's see if other women in college basketball, like Angel Reese, we know of her, but I want to see more women stars emerge.
And Kenny Smith running his mouth.
Oh, that guy. Yeah, that's ridiculous. I think that's an opportunity to lift up the sport, the women, and to have that comparison. It's almost like Billie Jean King and what was that other tennis player, Bobby Riggs. Yeah, so it's kind of like that, but in a fun way.
This guy always liked French pastry. He's just okay. We go from that.